everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And we're really excited today. We love talking with actors. And today we are talking with Emily Corcoran, who is the star and creator of the new show, The Sunshine Murders, which is going to be premiering on UPTV this month. And thank you so much, Emily, for coming on talking with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Rachel. I'm excited.
Yeah, so this is the first time that we've had you on the podcast, so we want to get a chance to get to know you. And so tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to get into acting.
Oh, yes. Well, I always wanted to be an actress. I think from when I was about 7, I was desperate to. I grew up partly in New Zealand and partly in the UK. And so I was lucky enough when I became a teenager to go to drama school in London. So that was my big dream. I had watched Fame when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And though it wasn't quite like Fame, it was really brilliant. And in fact, at that drama school, I met Dora Krisikou, who also plays Helen in The Sunshine Murders.
Oh, wow.
And Leonie Fraser, who is in the guest star in the first episode. So I've remained friends with all of those people. So
you've known her from way back.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I should give away my age, but let's just say that it's a very long time. We have known each other since we were teenagers. So, in fact, we have quite a close relationship already.
So did you have particular films or particular things that were especially influential?
Yes. So when I was growing up, I'm an only child. I have a half brother and sister whom I adore, but I was brought up an only child. And I spent a lot of time watching television. And I used to watch musicals. That was my biggest inspiration, I suppose. And things like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and also old movies like All About Eve, which is still to this day one of my favorite all-time movies. But I am always inspired and have been continually throughout my teenage years, whether it be Dirty Dancing through to Bridesmaids. So I'm a huge Paul Feig fan, which probably bleeds into The Sunshine Murders a little bit, but much less raunchy. And I love Steve Martin movies as well, and I have been a big fan of the Naked Gun stuff, so I'm looking forward to the new one.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Is it? Oh, I can't wait to
love
do it. So I love a bit of silliness.
It's very silly. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Good cast too. So yeah, I'm actually very open-minded. I also have enjoyed kind of more off the wall films like Fight Club and lots of what Frances McDormand does as well.
Okay.
So I have a broad taste, but I suppose I'm quite comedy focused.
Well, I mean, you don't get 3 Oscars for nothing, so that's a good person to hold on here.
Yeah, totally.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's something to aspire to, that is for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Do you remember your very first time on camera?
Oh, good question. Well, and is this in the context of acting on camera? Yeah, I do. I'd left drama school and we'd never really done camera work back then because unfortunately it was a long time ago. So they focused mostly on theater at that point. And I went and did a short film and I watched it back and I was absolutely mortified. I hope it doesn't come out. Anyway, somebody digs it up. I was terrible. I'm open about that. But what was good was I watched myself and I thought, that's terrible, and could tell it was. And after that, got a lot better. So, it was, I'm not sure how many actors have that experience where they go, oh my God. Terrible.
Were you so nervous?
I think I was nervous and I think I was really self-conscious. So I think one of the big things, ironically, that they try to teach you in drama school and acting is to forget about the camera and forget that try and be as natural as possible. And in trying to do that, sometimes you can be very self-conscious. So I think that's what I looked like. I looked like I was very self-aware, which was not a good, there's no Oscars happening for that.
Right. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's Savannah Carlyle and her new book, If I'd Have Known. Escape to Big Dune Island, where hearts are healed by ocean breezes and friends feel like family. In If I'd Have Known by Savannah Carlyle, the second book in the Big Dune Island series, Gigi, a lawyer who's sworn off love, and Austin, a retired baseball player, are forced to work together planning their best friend's secret wedding while solving a mystery that could save the town's historic B&B. Readers are calling it a charming and engaging romance filled with witty banter, heartfelt moments, and just the right amount of mystery. Visit savannahcarlyle.com or use the affiliate link below to grab your copy and go on a mental vacation today to Big Dune Island with Gigi and Austin. We know you'll love it. That's savannahcarlyle.com or using the affiliate link below.
Yeah.
So did you start your career then in England, or did you go back to New Zealand?
Yeah, no, I started in England and I stayed in the UK, but I went back and made movies in New Zealand as well. And I've done that throughout my career. So that's been, I like to go home if I can and do projects there if I can. But the UK has been like a second home to me. It's also, New Zealand is a wonderfully creative place, but the work is limited. And certainly raising money for films and creating TV shows, it's a much smaller market. So it was easier for me to stay in the UK to make things happen.
So you have family in both places?
Yes, I'm really fortunate that my parents moved to the UK, so I have them here. But of course, I've got huge amounts of family back in New Zealand whom I adore and miss very much. My half-sister and my half-brothers in Australia, all my cousins, my nephews, aunts and uncles, and also my school friends as well, of course. But I'm lucky because I have a family here too in the UK.
So you having these half-siblings, did that help inspire you for the Sunshine Murders?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
My half siblings are approximately 10 years younger than me, but we knew where we came from. Funnily enough, though, on my father's side, his father was orphaned and his mother was adopted. So we didn't have any information on that side. So that was quite inspirational. And when we had a DNA test done, we discovered all sorts of mind-boggling things that we weren't expecting. And I just loved that idea.
So how did this all come about with Sunshine Murders? That you co-created it? Who did you make it with? How did it happen?
It's my idea. Yeah. Well, it's an interesting evolution. So we had been trying, my company makes movies mainly, and we'd been desperately trying to get into television, but it's very difficult because it's considered a different medium. So I had a relationship with Channel 5, but on the movie buying side, not necessarily the TV side. So I approached them, and they had a limited budget because they buy movies. They don't do TV series. So initially, this was going to be set in the UK, not in Greece. And we tried to go to the commissioners. They wouldn't participate because they didn't really know who I was, which is fair enough. And they had a lot on their plate. So we continued with the acquisitions with my movie team here. And I said, okay, I can't make it in the UK because I won't be able to raise enough money, from tax rebates and things like that. But if we go to Cyprus or Greece, I can, and we can move it there. And they said, oh, that's even better because we love the scenery. And I said, well, I can keep it that all the guest stars are British, well-known actors and stars. And they said, fantastic. This is perfect. We like this much better because, of course, there's shows like Death in Paradise, which are huge over here and throughout Europe and Australasia. So that, and they're set on beautiful islands and things. So that it kind of evolved like that. And I went Greece, Cyprus because of Dora, because we'd just met up. She's become quite a huge star in Greece. And so she knows everything and everyone. And she was sort of introduced me to the whole scene. So it kind of evolved from there. And then it was going to be only made for daytime TV. So we had this other restriction as well. But it's all ended up being fantastic because it just made it all better. And now what's great is kids can watch it as well, which is really nice. And it's got that kind of broad humor that everybody can enjoy in a beautiful setting.
Yeah. And did you ever been there before?
Yes. So I had. So I was quite inspired. So when I was 17, I went backpacking around Europe. Not something necessarily I'd let my daughter do, but somehow got away with it with a friend, of course. And we were very sensible. But we ended up becoming travel reps on the island of Egina, which features quite strongly in the series, in Greece for a month. So that was my first encounter, and I never forget meeting a woman called Poppy Papadopoulos, and I couldn't believe that was my name. So that was she was brilliant. I'd love to meet her again. And then, of course, through Dora, we would go to Greece for holidays, including my family, and her family have a home based in Ithaca, which is another very, very beautiful island. So yes, I had quite a few connections with Greece, weirdly, but there you go. Yeah.
I also went to Greece when I was 17.
Did you?
Yeah, Italy and Greece when I was 17.
Maybe we were there at the same time,
It must be like a coming of age requirement. You got to go to Greece.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a fantasy destination, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I wouldn't trade that for experience. It was an incredible experience. But in a way, it's kind of like, it's a little bit sad because now I haven't been since, and now I know so much more about history, and not that I'm an expert, but I just would have way more context for all those things that I saw and all those things I did if I did it now.
Well, you should go back. I think watch the series, so that'll give you a little fix, and then go back for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So how did you always have an interest in cozy mysteries? Was it something you always liked, something you wanted to do?
I watch them. So one of my favorite shows is Only Murders in the Building.
Okay.
I love that show because of course it's Steve Martin, and now it has Meryl Streep in it. So
sure,
oh my God. So I did like them, and I'm really keen on, my daughter loves High Potential as well. So I had liked them, but it hadn't been something that I'd made before. Again, when I pitched all these things to Channel 5, I went through our whole roster, and right at the very end, there was an idea with no script for this kind of concept. And they went, that one. So I had to go away. I mean, fortunately, he gave me a week and, put everything together and send it. But the enthusiasm didn't wane. So then once we got into it, I so enjoyed the crimes. So my co-writer, Vicky Taylor-Roberts, she and I would sit there working out. She was brilliant, working out how people would be killed. And then I found that I was really good at weaving in all the clues. So it was an interesting. I hadn't done that as a writer before, so that was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be fun. I mean, obviously, if you're a writer, like you have got to put the clues together. But if you're just the actor, like trying to guess along with the audience, kind of what's going to happen would be fun as you're acting.
Yeah, we've had actors. So we've had actors who didn't read the end, so they didn't know what was going on, and I think that actually worked quite well.
Yeah.
So some of them are going to be watching the episodes for the first time and go, "Oh, that's who it was," or "That's how they, how they did it." So yeah, I think it would be. I mean, on the other hand, as showrunner as well as actor, I was would be sometimes in a shot going, no, you can't place that there because they'll be able to see it, and therefore that'll give the game away. So, it was a little bit of a double-edged sword.
Yeah. I'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's Hers. Weight loss medications are everywhere right now. Everyone's talking about them. Everyone's on them. But let's be real. Have you seen the price tag? It's hard to believe they're actually accessible. That's where Hers comes in. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans. They connect you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine the best treatment option for you. If prescribed, you get medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, complete with ongoing care, check-ins, dosage, and medication adjustments, and 24/7 online support at no additional cost, no hidden fees, and no membership fees. Weight loss by Hers is realistic, not restrictive, and affordable. Hers provides access to both oral medication kits and GLP-1 injectable options, with oral medication kits starting at just $69 per month with a 10-month plan when paid upfront. Plus, your personalized treatment ships for free directly to your door. So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time for you to find the best option that works for you through Hers. Start your free online visit today at forhers.com/hallmarkies. That's forhers.com/hallmarkies. forher.com/hallmarkies. So why don't you tell the audience, the listeners, about the premise of the show? What's it about?
So it is about a woman who is a farmer in New Zealand whose mother dies, and she finds out through the will, etc., that the man she thought was her father was not. And in fact, her mother, on an overseas trip backpacking, had got pregnant to a Greek man. So she decides, having never been on a plane, to go to Greece to try and find him. And when she gets there, she finds out he's missing, but she finds out she has a half-sister who is a detective in the Greek police force. Now, this detective, Helen Moustakas, doesn't want anything to do with Shirley, the farmer. She thinks she's mad, but she can't really get rid of her. She's like a bad smell. And while she's trying to get on with her work, she eventually agrees to a DNA test. And somehow Shirley, through being generally a little bit annoying and also very persistent, ends up helping her solve a really difficult crime about to do with an archaeologist through kind of bush knowledge and farming knowledge. So because she's quite practical. And so begins this unlikely crime fighting duo. And I guess you'll have to find out.
Yeah.
In the premiere of the 2 episodes, what the result was of the DNA test, and also how they get on. But that's the idea. So Shirley she's not bumbling, she's just very observant in a very different way. So she picks up on things that other people don't.
Well, as I was going to ask, so Shirley is a pretty bubbly personality. She's pretty confident. Was that something that you had to kind of channel and work on to play her?
Well, I don't know. What do you think, Rachel? I'm not sure. I think I'm a naturally half-glass full person for sure.
Uh-huh.
So I liked that I didn't have to dumb that down at all with Shirley. In fact, I could put it right up. And I love, I loved doing that. And I love that she has no self-consciousness at all. She doesn't really care what she looks like, because that's not relevant, because what's relevant is getting around and doing things and getting it done properly. And, she's quite confident within herself. Any woman who can shear a sheep would be quite confident in themselves, I would imagine,
right.
And who could fix a tractor. I mean, I can't even drive, and this woman can do everything. So that was hilarious as well, not being able to drive. I didn't have to channel a lot. It was quite close to myself. Obviously, I'm much more aware of other people's space and boundaries than she is. I hope, mind you, that might be debatable. You'd have to speak to some of my friends.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, so you already knew Dora then, so that must have
Mm.
made the chemistry easier between the two of
I
you.
think it probably did. We didn't do really any rehearsal at all. I guess as well, when I was writing, they're extreme versions of ourselves. I mean, Dora as a person is a very warm, friendly, loving person. She's not as quite as stroppy and uptight as Helen, but she is very feisty. She is Greek, and she's also very strong-willed and has strong opinions and things. And so, actually, she was playing a facet of herself as well because we wrote it that way. So I think once we just put it together, it yeah, there was just a great deal of comfort that we knew each other.
Hmm.
So I'm guessing, or we just got lucky. It could have all gone wrong, I guess, but it hasn't, which has
Yeah.
been great.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So Peter Andre, he's a rock star. Am I right over there?
Well, yeah, so he
I
in
was reading.
the UK and Australia was is a really well-known pop star, and he had a big hit called Mysterious Girl.
Oh, okay.
And but recently, well, in fact, as he will often say, he had been acting as a teenager, and actually, what happened was the music took off. So he did that. So he's been desperate to get back
Oh,
to it, and he still does gigs, and he still and all of that. But he's been acting a lot more, and this is a huge deal for him. And we're so happy to have him because he's just great in it as well. Which we didn't know if he would be, and he was
uh-huh.
cool enough to audition for us,
Yeah.
and he did it. He smashed it. So,
Yeah.
he's so perfect for that part. And of course, he's Greek Cypriot, so he spoke fluent Greek as well. So that was really useful because the language is spoken at some points.
Because he's the coroner, correct?
He's the pathologist, we call him.
Okay. Good.
Call him a pathologist. Yeah,
Okay. Good.
yeah.
So it must have been fun shooting in Greece.
Well, we shot mostly and funnily enough, in Cyprus
Oh,
for
right, right.
Greece, but we also shot in Greece too, because a lot of the Athens exteriors we had to do. Cyprus was an really different, like, culture as well, because
Okay.
it's it is a Greek culture, but they're Cypriots, so they feel
Hmm.
quite strongly, I think, also about
Sure.
that. But again, very warm, very welcoming, quite feisty.
Uh-huh.
If they get annoyed, they get annoyed. Um, but they were also really enthusiastic about the project, so that was just wonderful. And we had really, I mean, surprisingly, and I shouldn't say this because why should it be surprisingly, but really good actors. So
Hmm.
the local actors we found, are just marvelous, really quite special. So I hope that they maybe have a little chance to break out from this as
Did
well.
you have a lot of good food there?
We had some very yummy food. They do they do a mean coffees as well, really
Oh,
mean.
okay.
That's like crucial. The crew won't work unless there is these special iced coffees. Um, yeah, there's the usual Greek stuff like stuffed vine leaves, and they
Hmm.
do a lot of beautiful vegetables and kind of rice dishes. And yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the lunches very
Yeah.
much.
It was so good. I enjoyed Italy, but I think of course the food in Italy is good, but the food
Yeah.
in Greece was really good too.
Okay, maybe
Yeah,
you're a little bit Greek, Rachel. Maybe there's a little bit of Greek in
maybe.
you.
Well, very good. What do you think that American audiences what would be your pitch to American audiences? They'll like the show.
Well, I would say if you like fun, you like mystery, you want to travel the world, but from your own home, and go to New Zealand and go to Greece and go to all these beautiful places and all these other cultures, what is not to like? You're going to enjoy it so much. It's a way, escapism, and it's easy. And you can know that you'll finish the show feeling really good.
Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
Oh,
Well, very good. Well, we like to end our interviews with some quick rapid fire get to know you questions. So first is, what's the best ice cream flavor?
Chocolate. Or
All right.
hokey pokey.
Oh, very good. What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Nice. Good. What music are you into?
Oh, R&B actually.
Oh,
Soul music.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be your go-to date night food?
Oh, look, you just can't beat a chicken. I'm always going to any chicken done any way, nearly. A way to my heart is roast it. My husband's been great at it.
That's so good. All right. What would be your go-to date night activity if you're going out doing something?
Well, people watching, definitely, in a interesting place, possibly in a European country. And I quite like to do something unusual, like mini golf or bowling or rowing on a lake.
Yeah.
Or, just something to test the other person to see if they've got the skills required.
Yeah, you get to know people. That's good.
Yeah. See how they cope under pressure.
All right. Which do you like better, dogs or cats?
Cats.
Oh, not that many people say cats. Good.
Oh, definitely. Independent. Don't need walking.
Yeah. So
they leave.
Which do you like better, beaches or mountains?
Beaches.
Me too. Yeah. What's your favorite holiday to celebrate?
Well, probably on a beach, definitely near water, and often with lots of friends and family, for sure.
Last question. What is your favorite romantic movie?
Oh my God, what's the Ryan Gosling one, and the Rachel?
Crazy Stupid Love?
No.
Oh, no, Notebook.
Yes.
Yeah, The Notebook.
Yes. Yeah. And Dirty Dancing, of course.
Oh, yeah. Good one. Well, very good. You did it. You answered all the questions.
Yay.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming to talk with us. We really appreciate it. And do you have social media or anything like that you want to share?
Sure. So I'm on Instagram as Emily Corcoran on screen. And we also are Cork Films as well. So we'll probably be starting a Sunshine Murders one, but not quite yet.
Great. Well, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming to talk with us. We really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Rachel.
I'd like to thank Emily for coming on the podcast. This was very neat to get to talk to somebody from over in the UK and about a program that is new to me. So it's refreshing and fun to have that opportunity. So thank you so much, Emily. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of all the things we talked about in the comment section or on Twitter. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. Check that out. Also, make sure that you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That helps us so much. It helps more people to find the podcast, us to be able to do the podcast. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Most of our viewers on YouTube are not subscribers. And if we even had a small percentage of those viewers subscribe, it would help us immeasurably. And so please, 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 so like and subscribe. And we have our Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support everything that we're doing. And you can be part of watch-alongs and bonus episodes and other content, be part of our Facebook group. So really try to make it worth your while to be in the Patreon. And then we have our merch store where we have lots of fun Hallmark and movie inspired designs. So take a look at that. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.